Shipping has played an important role in the history of Belfast, and any golfing visit to Northern Ireland should make time for a look through Titanic Belfast. This brand new facility is more than just a monument or museum.
This is the world's largest Titanic visitor experience, and I'm sure we won't always be the world's largest. I'm sure someday someone in Las Vegas will build something bigger, but you will never have what we have here. This is the birthplace of Titanic. This is the start of the story. You cannot get more real than this. So 3 years to actually build this phenomenal building, which was actually the same amount of time taken to build Titanic. So this unbelievable structure has so many parallels. Nothing is just by accident. Every piece of design has synergy with Titanic herself. And of course, we opened just in time for the 100-year anniversary of the sinking of Titanic.
Titanic Belfast goes further than just telling the story of perhaps the world's most famous ship.
Titanic Belfast is, as you say rightly, it's more than just about the ship. 1912, it looks at all the major industries that were alive in our city. It was the rope building industry, it was the tobacco making industry, it was whiskey, it was linen. And if you think about Titanic, it's always about the men who built Titanic. But there was thousands of women across Belfast who worked in the linen mills, and they made the 45,000 pieces of linen that went on Titanic. You have to remember, Titanic had no wash facilities on board. So for example, she had to have enough linen for her return journey back from New York. Can you imagine the devastation of all of those women, all of their work loaded onto this beautiful ship, and suddenly, a few days later, everything was lost? It's an extremely tragic story. So Titanic Belfast has 9 interactive galleries which tell the story of Titanic from 1912 right through to 2012, to the reality really of where she is today. Everything is interactive. Everything is all about your different senses. It's about smell, it's about sight, it's about sound, really helping you to immerse yourself in that Titanic story and understand what this city was like 100 years ago and why such a tiny city like Belfast was able to build what was the world's largest man-made moving object.
In the first 3 months of opening, Titanic Belfast has captured the imagination of visitors as it did 100 years ago.
We've had over 220,000 to date, which is 50% of our annual target. So we've already we're well on our way to making our annual target. 425,000 was the target. This has been a phenomenal success story. We're sold out day after day after day, whether it's with business delegates, it's with cruise passengers, it's with local people, it's with school groups. This building has to be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But when you think of Titanic, to some people Titanic means romance, to some people it means engineering, to some people it means tragedy. But everyone can find their own story in Titanic Belfast. It's a self-guided experience, and you will see a Japanese visitor will stop at different points to a French visitor, to an Australian visitor, to an American visitor, to a New Zealand visitor. You've got all of those different nationalities and what they take from Titanic. Maybe it's about genealogy, maybe it's about that real, unbelievable architecture and engineering, but you can find your own story, and I think that's genuinely why 100 years later we're still talking about a ship which did not complete one journey. This is a symbol of hope. This is a symbol of our city changing. Everything is now different. We've moved away from conflict. This is all about, look what our city can achieve, and we want to move forward and get people to think about Belfast for different reasons than just the past conflict. This is definitely a game changer for us.